This is the worst planting mistake I've ever made. It just cost us so much money. Say good morning. Are you ready for a day of planting? The day started out just like every other planting day, by filling up the tractor with fuel, checking everything over, and getting ready to go. Little did I know what the next 48 hours would hold. $106 gallons of fuel. Wow. I planted 80 acres of corn with my air compressor hose having a leak in it, meaning that those 80 acres got planted this far beneath the surface when they needed to be planted 2.5 inches deep. And so now, instead of planting today, I'm spending my day in the cultivator or the hiller, and I'm using this to throw dirt on top of the seeds. It's supposed to rain tonight. If it doesn't, I'm going to need to start irrigating so that I can pack this dirt on top of the seed. This is not the worst mistake I've ever made farming, but this is definitely in the top 3. Not how I want to be spending my day. I am wasting time and money I'm just hoping and praying that this works out and the seeds germinate and actually sprout a root that's going to be able to hold it throughout the season. It's May. The days are steadily getting longer and hotter, and the work not slowing down one bit. And when you're sweating by 10 a.m., you really feel it. The sluggishness, the tiredness, the cramps, all kicking in at once. That is why I always keep Element close by. You all know Element is my go-to electrolyte drink mix. No sugar, no artificial junk, just the good stuff I need to keep me going. Right now, they have a limited time offer lemonade flavor, which is my new favorite. It is so refreshing and delicious.
It's perfect for summer. You can get a free sample pack with any purchase and try every single flavor Element has to offer at drinkelement.com/Laura Farms. That's drinklmnt.com/Laura Farms. We love it here on the farm, and I know you will too. Element has been supporting the channel for over a year now, so it means the world when you guys show love to the companies who are helping keep my farm up and running. All right. Cheers. Drink break is over. It's time to get back to work.
That is a seed on top of the ground. That is just so bad. I'm just gonna scrape. Oh, you see that? There's another one. There's one. There's one. It's just really, really bad. Just about worst possible scenario, actually. There's one. So this is what it looks like after the hilling. So you can see a lot more dirt here to push aside. There's some gravel and rocks over in this chunk of the field. Let's go down, try and find that planting trench. It's a rock. Oh, here's one. You see how it's now actually under some dirt like it's supposed to be? Let's try and find another one. Man, where does all this gravel come from? I actually know this field used to be the site of an old concrete plant. So there's definitely some rocks around here. Come on, little seed. Where are you? The plan is to get some water on this. There we go. There's another one. Some water on this. So all this soil that's on top gets packed down. We are planting corn, trying to stay ahead of a giant thunderstorm. Can we beat it? Don't mind that. Should clear up. Should clear up. Come on. There we go. Painting little green lines. Painting blue lines. 5 miles an hour. Rolling through the field. Trying to stay ahead of those storm clouds right there. And it's not looking pretty. It's already sprinkled on us, as you can see from the collection of dust. But nevertheless, we are still rolling. I'm keeping an eye on my down pressure right here with that gauge. My fertilizer system here. My seed population, singulation, and placement here. Here's my auto steer as well as my fertilizer application. Whew, a lot to keep track of in here. Planting, not my favorite time of year. It's incredibly stressful and not very visual. I have all of these monitors, but I have to trust that they're telling me the truth. I get out about every 45 minutes to check behind the planter and make sure that my monitors are telling me the truth. and that we're actually planting, man, do I need a shower. Planting does not take very long. It's just very nerve-wracking. You're sitting in the cab, in the quiet, listening to the vacuums and the fans and your whole hydraulic system. Just kind of a ball of nerves. I don't like it. I'm ready for summertime and I'm ready for harvest. But it's very important to not wish seasons away. This is where we're at right now, so we just need to be here and enjoy it. And you guys are riding in the passenger seat with me. I am enjoying a watermelon, sparkling water. I have some yogurt, some water, and some knockoff Gatorade for later. In addition to trying to outrun a storm, I'm also trying to, well, and succeeding in outrunning myself. I am almost out of fertilizer in these big yellow tanks on either side of me, and almost out of seed in the big yellow tank behind me. I found some treasure in the field, an ice cream bucket. Pretty good condition too. I'm just keeping an eye on those row cleaners there, and I have to lift out of my seat ever so slightly, but then it starts beeping at me, telling me to sit back down. Just gotta keep a watchful eye on those, make sure nothing bunches up. This planting season, we have had the pleasure of using a very, very nice seed tender from Unverf Earth. Everything is controlled by remote. There's an automatic talc dispenser. It is very movable, can fit a ton of seed in it. Very, very handy. But for today, we are down to bags that we're gonna have to throw by hand. Just like the olden days. Seed tender's been so nice to use. But we are out of bulk seed. It's time to use these muscles and earn them. While I'm not ready for this rain to come yet, as soon as we are done planting, I would just love if it would rain, because we have had to start irrigating. That's very expensive, but in order to get these seeds that we're putting in the ground the moisture that we need, if it doesn't rain, a very necessary step. Speaking of pivots, I had some service guys out. Hopefully they were able to help me get this pivot moving out of my way so I can plant under it. Those clouds are so ominous looking. They're kind of pretty though. It's just you, me, the tractor, and the sky for miles and miles and miles. That's why having a tractor cab with a modern convenience like a refrigerator seems like a luxury, which it is, but it's so nice for packing lunches. So we're just out here by ourselves. If we want to go to the bathroom, can't exactly just drive home to a toilet. You just walk out the door and use the facilities. Planting affects us for the whole rest of the year and often the following years after that. And so it is absolutely so important that we get this job done right. No pressure, right? That is a big weight to carry around with you all day. And look at this. You see that? Sprinkles on the windshield. Not enough to quit yet, but that means rain is on its way. Officially out of starter, it's time to fill up. Luckily, just in time, Grant just pulled up the field with a fresh trailer. Thanks for coming to my rescue.
Yep.
Just in time to get me all filled up. The clouds are still there, but the sun is peeked out. Since I'm out of the cab, now is my chance to go row by row and make sure that all of my settings are still the same. It does feel nice to get out of the cab and stretch my legs a little bit. It can get kind of stuffy in there. Just enough to get us through the rest of our seed. Empty, and just the right amount. And back to our regularly scheduled programming. Just got the pivot moving. The rain has passed us by, and the tractor looks so pretty in the sunlight. Look at that. How are we looking up there?
We're empty.
Empty?
Almost. That one's really empty.
Guess it's time to throw some bags then, huh?
Throw some bags.
All right, let's get to it. Gotta put my gloves on first. These are pretty heavy, but not the heaviest. These are, oh, that's pretty light. These are only 40-pound bags. I have thrown 67-pound bags before. That makes your back hurt. Seed bags open up so nicely. They've got a little pull tab on them. I might have to take my gloves off for this.
Well done.
Kind of ruined that. It's supposed to be way more satisfying.
So usually Laura throws them up to me, I rip them open, dump them in. Usually works good as a team, but for you guys, we're showing you how to do it.
Yeah, here we go. Okay. See that?
Yeah.
Look, it loops out so nice like that.
Very satisfying.
It's very satisfying.
This is like the reason why you farm is to open seed bags.
There you go.
It's so much fun.
And look at that. Ooh, we were planting pink seed before. Now we get green, blue, and purple seed. Shutting it off for tonight. We will resume this party tomorrow. Well, another day, another dollar. Or in a farmer's case, another day in the tractor cab, and it'll be, let's see here, May, June, July, August, September, October. 6 months until $1. My brain is fried. I've spent a lot of hours with this as my view. And I will say, I cannot complain because today I woke up, sun is shining, the sky is blue, the clouds are white, everything is working. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. For an office view, you can't really beat this. But at the same time, I kind of feel like I'm losing my mind in here. I've just been talking to myself. Does that make me a crazy person? Does anyone else talk to themselves? I think we're about ready to wrap planting up. Something I do not talk about very often on here, but I should because it's a pretty big part of my life, is how much I love to run. I spend a lot of time just sitting, and so when I'm out of the cab or out of the shop, I love to go run. It gives me time to clear my head, plan, think about things. And 3 years ago today, I ran my very first ever half marathon race. I ran track in high school and cross country. I've always really enjoyed it, but 3 years ago today is when I got hooked on racing. So since then I have run several half marathons, and I signed up to run the 2025 New York City Marathon. It's going to be my first ever marathon. I ran 19 miles last week, and I'm starting to kind of slowly build up my training. I am so excited, but I am running with a charity. So the only way to actually get me in and run is if I hit my fundraising goal. So it would mean the world to me if you check out my charity. I'm running with Team Junior Achievement. They do a lot of really cool work in schools and do a lot of education for kids surrounding entrepreneurship and economics. They're a really, really cool charity. So it would mean the world to me if you would consider donating to them. All of the money goes straight to the charity, and through your donations is how I am able to actually run the New York City Marathon. So I'm going to have all of that linked in the description, and hopefully I'm able to race. I would absolutely love it. I just love running. I feel like I was blessed with an able body, and I want to use it to its full potential. So while right now I'm stuck in the seated position, not for long. As soon as I'm out of the cab, I'm off and running. Grant thinks I'm crazy, but one of these days I'm going to convince him to run with me. Maybe not a marathon. We'll start him off with something a little bit smaller, get him hooked. I think that's how people get hooked on farming. They start with something small, like maybe a little toy tractor at the checkout line, or the little barn animals. You guys know what I'm talking about. You start carpet farming and you've got a whole bin set up and buildings even maybe, and semi trucks and small little tractors. And then eventually one day you find yourself sitting in a big one. It really is an addiction. Can you guys believe that we have been farming together for over 5 years now? I started Laura Farms in April of 2020, this YouTube channel. And there's a lot of you that have been with me since the very beginning. Talk about addicting. Once I started telling stories and sharing my life with you all, I just couldn't stop. And now we are going on over 5 years. It feels like it's been a blink of an eye. Does it feel like it's been a long time for you guys? It feels like it's gone by so fast. The tractor has changed, but these are the exact same pants I was wearing when I started my YouTube channel. Isn't that weird to think about? Maybe that means I need to buy new pants. While either Grant or I are in the planter or getting more seed or starter or fuel, one of us is sitting here and the other one is keeping the other person running and also checking pivots, moving them, starting them, etc. We have a company hired to come out and do our first round of spraying. So they come out and put on a residual that we water in, and that's going to keep our fields nice and clean all year. The end is in sight. And that, folks, is a wrap on planting 2025. Grant, honest thoughts and opinions?
At the beginning of planting, I really disliked the planter. Now it's okay.
Okay.
The new tractor just makes it look pretty dumpy back there, but it's actually a pretty good planter.
We've got a bargain planter hooked up to a super nice tractor. But for the most part, everything worked this year. We had a few minor setbacks and breakdowns, but nothing major. We're both safe. The tractor made it okay. It has now been tested, not in fire, but
The tractor is truly broken now.
The job that it was supposed to do. So I feel pretty good about that. It's a good planting season. Unfortunately, this just means that the work is not over. It is just starting. This is the kickoff to our year. So stick around because there is a lot more to come. Thank you so much for watching today's video and supporting us on our farming journey. And we will see you in the next one. Bye.